Hi, I'm Sarah D. How are you? That's kind of a loaded question, isn't it? How are you? I'm fine. Everything's great. Well, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to sing at least one song. I'll talk about it. I'll say some things. I keep thinking I should plan what I'm going to do. But the thing is, you know what I've learned? For me, when I plan what I'm going to do, sometimes I get too self-conscious. Then I start thinking about myself, and then I get nervous, and I think, oh, what might people who come visit my channel think of me? And you know what? It doesn't matter what you think of me, does it? What matters is what you think of you. And really, what you think of you often mirrors out to what you think of me. We judge from the self-judgment that's coming from within us. When we don't accept ourselves, we find similarities and things we don't like about ourselves in other people, and then we don't like them. Anyway, I'm a singer-songwriter, kind of one of those weirdos, and I never wanted to be one. I didn't really know they were a thing you could be. I mean, I listened to the radio, and I liked songs, and I loved to sing songs and to perform, but I never thought about really writing them. Are you doing something that you didn't ever think you would ever be doing? Are there things that you wanted to be doing that you are not doing? I've learned that when I think about myself, I can't be of service to others. And the reason I'm doing this is because I really want to be of service to you in some way. I have my unique experiences in life, and you have yours. And maybe there's something you can share with me. And maybe there's something I can share with you. And in the sharing, we will both be edified. So I'm going to start with a song that I did not write. One of my older sisters wrote it with her husband at the time. He has since passed on. And they wrote it for a family reunion. And so, I am number 14 in my family, the 14th child. And I'm the last child. And 8 brothers and 5 sisters, plus me, makes 14. And it was difficult for me to remember all my brothers and sisters' names. We come into this world very self-centered. And sometimes we remain that way. When we remain that way to a fault, there are problems. But when we remain that way, what would be the opposite of fault? When we remain that way to our blessing, to make sure that we're okay so that we can give somebody else a drink who's thirsty. We make sure we have water. You know, the whole oxygen mask thing in the airplane. So anyway, I did not know all my brothers and sisters' names very well. I knew their names, but I couldn't always go, okay, this is, here they are. One time it really stressed me out because I think 2nd grade, my 2 older brothers, who happened to be twins, so there was one set of twins in there, but the rest were all single births. My mother was a very strong lady. Anyway, I went to the swimming pool. We walked to the swimming pool We lived in Washington State, and it was 100 degrees or so. Desert, not in Seattle part, in the desert part where they have sand dunes. Yes, they have sand dunes in Washington State. Anyway, so we walked to the swimming pool because that's where I spent my summers as a child. And so I walked with my two older brothers, and we got to the pool, and, well, we had a family pass, which means my mom and dad paid one price for all 14 children and 2 parents to have the opportunity to go swim in the pool. Pretty cool, right? One prize. And so I think I probably used it more than any of my siblings. But I went there with my brothers. They signed their name to say who they were and that they were in the pool. And I went to sign my name, and the lifeguard there said, she was probably 15 or 16, but she was old because I was only in 2nd grade. So she was a grown-up. She said, aren't you the little girl who's got 14 kids in her family? I said, yes. She said, well, tell me all the names of your brothers and sisters. And I said, crumb, she wants to see if it's really me or if they've written the wrong names of siblings. I didn't know what it was. I felt like I was being interrogated. And I started naming off the girls, the boys, and when I started to repeat myself, I said, well, you already said them. I said, oh, okay. And I was really hot from even walking there. I mean, so then I was really sweating bullets. And then finally they said, that's okay, you can go in. I was very relieved. And I wish I would have known this song then, because I could have sung it to them, or just recited it. The names of my brothers and sisters are, if you asked me, I would tell you, Glenn, Ryan, Willard, Philip, Karen, Raymond, Sunny, Howard, Priscilla, Shannon, Morgan, Janine, Donna, and Ron, and Sarah Lou. Sarah Lou is my given name. Didn't ever like the Lou. I don't know why. Well, I don't know. I didn't like it. So, that's the names of my brothers and sisters. And this is the song because I figured I should maybe introduce myself to you. And this song is a sing-along. I don't like sing-alongs either, but there's one part where the lyrics are, and guess who? And then, if you feel so inclined, you can sing Sarah Lou with me. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to feel bad. Priscilla, Pearl, Layton, now where have you been? I hear you've been courting with someone named Glenn. He'll woo you with music and take you to wife, and you'll end up pregnant the rest of your life. With Glenroy and Willard and Philip and Karen, Raymond, Sunny, Howard, Priscilla, Shannon, Morgan, Janine, Dawn, and Ron, and guess who? This is your part if you choose, because life's about choice. Sarah Lou. Priscilla, Pearl, Hanson, now what is that noise? The weeping and wailing of wet girls and boys. Changing diapers for one really isn't that bad. Or is it? It must have seemed endless to you, 'cause you had Glenroy and Willard and Philip and Karen, Raymond, Sunny, Howard, Priscilla, Shannon, Morgan, Janine, Dawn, and Ron, and guess who? Sarah Lou, that's right. Priscilla, Pearl, Hanson, the children are fed. You've bathed them and dressed them and tucked them in bed. Just for a moment, there'll be time for you. There'll be time for you. Oh. But don't wait too long, 'cause there's canning to do for Glenroy and Willard and Philip and Karen, Raymond, Sunny, Howard, Priscilla, Shannon, Morgan, Janine, Dawn, and Ron, and guess who? Sarah Lou. Priscilla, Pearl, Hanson, your children have grown. It's hard to believe how the time it has flown. Each one in turn takes a husband and wife. Now, you will have grandchildren the rest of your life. From Glenroy and Willard and Philip and Karen, Raymond, Sonny, Howard, Priscilla, Shannon, Morgan, Janine, Don and Ron, and guess who? Do you know what canning is? You can look it up, C-A-N-N-I-N-G. Canning. That's what my mom did to feed her 14 baby birds and grown-up baby birds. And there was another thing I just need to break into the songs when I have the thought. Did you know that? That's what I need to do. But anyway, that's who I am. I was Sarah Lou. I still am Sarah Lou, I suppose. In fact, my family calls me Sarah Lou. And I'm good with that. I don't know, it just works. And in fact, my husband, from the time I met him, always called me Sarah Lou. That's who somebody told him my name was. And so he just always called me Sarah Lou, and I liked the way he said it. He said it like he liked me. I think he did. I think he still does. And even though we've been married for, this is going to be 41 years, I believe. Yes, it'll be 41 years in July. And even though I know he loves me, and even though I know I love him, and even though I know love is a choice, it's not that feeling and that chemistry. In fact, that can get in the way. I've learned that too. How about you? Sometimes when we believe that, it's a real problem. So the song I'd like to sing for you is called Don't Know How. And in relationships, short-term relationships or long ones, like mine and my husband's, there are opportunities for misunderstandings and for unmet expectations and hurt feelings. And sometimes you feel like that's all you're doing is hurting the person you've chosen to love. And they feel like all they're doing is hurting you. And that's what this song's about. It's when I was feeling that way, that I just couldn't understand why he would love me, because I'm very broken. He has to help pick my pieces up sometimes. He doesn't have to. He does because he loves me. He helps me pick them up because really nobody else can do our work for us. It's our job. Anyway, don't know how. Why do I do that? I'm starting over. Don't know how you can or why you do continue to love me. Seems all I do is disappoint and hurt you. Keep you guessing what I want. Wondering how I feel. The problem isn't you. It's I don't trust myself. I learned at a young age I shouldn't want what I want. My dreams were broken. They told me what was right. They told me I was wrong. And I believed them for too long. Don't know how you can or why you do continue to love me. Seems all I do is disappoint and hurt you. Keep you when we press the buttons they gave us. Disabled thought. We find ourselves together in an emotionally tender spot. Don't know how you can, why you do continue to love me. Seems all I do is disappoint and hurt you. Keep you guessing where we are, wondering where we'll go. What I believe for certain is we must change if we want to grow. I learned at a young age, an old age, to honor what I want. My dreams refine me. The way to tell what's right and what is wrong is to trust the fruit I harvest from now on. Don't know how you can or why you do continue to love me. But I'm glad you do. I love you too. So that song makes me think of you. Now, I'm not sure why people watch what I'm doing, but I'm grateful that YouTube hosts what people want to present. And I'm thankful that my husband shares it on LinkedIn, and there's a lot of you on LinkedIn that seem to like what I'm doing, or at least let it run through. And I don't know why. I'm going to sing another song. It's one I wrote last week. And it kind of relates to Up Against the Wall, and it kind of relates to diversion without diversion. Because there were tasks I had on my list that I needed to be doing. How familiar. And I was feeling, that all jangled, yucky feeling that I feel when I need to be doing something, or I tell myself I need to be doing that thing. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure that out, if I'm really supposed to be doing that. But so I write a song, and it helped me deal with the uncomfortable feeling. Didn't help me get those things done, but movement in any productive endeavor is better than freezing like a possum. So though I couldn't go down that road of what I was supposed to be doing at the time, I could at least do something that was somehow creative. And perhaps if those things I need to do, I looked at them as a creation as opposed to a task, that might be useful. What do you think? I create beauty and order, radiate love. When I do this, I am at peace. It's one of the mantras I claimed a long time ago. Anyway, Knowledge Cannot Save You is the name of this song. And there's a story that goes along with this that I won't tell well, but maybe you've heard the story. It's about a scientist in Europe when they were having a plague that was killing the population. And the plague came about because their plumbing was wretched, maybe non-existent. It was a time when they would dump their pots, what are they called? Sweet pots or something? Anyway, out the window, the contents, which of course had whatever they went to the bathroom during the night. so they didn't have to go out to the outhouse to do their business. So people were drinking water that was full of human waste, and they were getting sick. But they didn't know why they were getting sick, because so much information that we learn in life, and so many of the blessings that we have from what other people have learned, we get the benefit from it, but we aren't the ones who had to drink that kind of water. And so every life, every situation we break the cycle. Every situation that we find ourselves in life is something that we can be grateful for. Somebody from the past, like we're standing on their shoulders of giants. And perhaps we can be the shoulders of somebody in the future. So anyway, the story goes, they were dying. The scientist looked into a microscope at the water, and he saw things moving around in there. And he hypothesized, because that's what scientists do, that perhaps the reason everybody was dying is because these organisms were not good for the body. So he boiled the water, and he drank that water, and he hypothesized that that was the cure, that would stop people from dying. It was published in the papers, and everybody became aware of it. And those people who believed what he said, I don't know if you can see this, I believe, help thou my unbelief. Belief is powerful. They believed it, and then not only did they believe it, they exercised faith in that, meaning that they took action so that they could create the kind of water that wouldn't kill them. And it was effective. And so that made it seem reasonable that that was what the cause was. Sadly, the scientist, in a moment of forgetfulness, drank water without boiling it, and he contracted the disease and died. He knew, as much as anyone can know, that the things he saw moving in the water were making everybody sick. He'd seen it. He knew. And yet he didn't act on that knowledge. This song is called Knowledge Cannot Save You. Knowledge cannot save you from the peril at your door. Safety comes through movement, propelling you toward the dream you desire. Above all the rest, is it leisure or lazy when you do less? Who decides what you desire? Are you certain it's you? Forces surround all you see, all you say, all you do. Results reveal your harvested fruit. It remains to proclaim. What you did and did not do. Knowledge cannot save you from the peril at your door. Safety comes through movement, propelling you toward the dream lazy when you do less. Perception of peril grows from the belief you hold in your heart, so that's what you see. When you awaken to the power within, hope lights your path. Then you begin to use your knowledge to shape your choice, to walk in faith, to use your voice, to gain experience and shape it for good. Not all experiences we have in life could, from the outset, look like they were good. And that's where we get to be real creators. We get to create a story about what we experienced that we thought was awful, and was awful. Anybody would say it was. Nobody would think we were awful for saying it was awful. But believing our life is full of awful, believing that our life is full of peril at our door, and then just gathering knowledge from good or bad sources, or whatever, who knows. There's so much information around. How can you even know, right? I think you can know by the fruit. That's kind of my rubric. But knowledge alone is not enough. Even when you get good knowledge, it can't save you unless you act on it. Knowledge cannot save you from the peril at your door. Safety comes through movement, propelling you toward the dream you desire above all the rest. Is it leisure or lazy or respite? When you do less. And who decides if it's lazy? Somebody can tell you you're being lazy, and if you shape their words into a story, say, well, they're just not aware of the need I have to be still right now. They're just not aware of what I need to be processing right now. And so they can believe that, but I'm not going to take that in because it's not accurate. I am not lazy. I, like you, do the best I can with what I believe to be true. And that's why we are truth seekers, because we want to do even better than we can right now. We want to keep improving. Be better for ourselves so that we can be better for others. But, even if we don't know we're being better for ourselves so we can be better for others, that's okay. Because when you're feeling better, you can do better. You want to. So there was another song I wanted to sing, and where is it? Paperwork. A paper creation, right? You did the It's Okay to Be Who You Are. This is the one that I thought of while I was singing. I actually remembered it, so I'm going to do it. I talked about standing on the shoulders of giants, people who create things in life that are blessing us and that we're grateful for. And This is a song, I think it's on my first CD, and it's called Break the Cycle. And it's a song about breaking the cycle of deception. The deceptive stories we tell ourselves about who we are and about what happened to us growing up, because we're in a generation, we're in a society that we all know we're all messed up, right? We all know we're messed up. We all know that we've been abused or whatever. And I'm not making light of that. I'm just putting us on the same playing field. We all do different things with what happens to us. We all have different capabilities to do different things. And so then we just kind of get together and try to help each other. Anyway, this is a song. I won't tell you who inspired it because some people might be offended. He's a very well-known, very skilled, very talented musician. But he had a story that in an interview I heard him say that the reason he did the things he did to young children was because his parents were bad to him. His father did things or whatever. I didn't hear the whole nitty-gritty detail because I don't like to hear that kind of stuff, but it made me think he's making an excuse for himself because of what his parents did. And that wasn't helping anybody. It wasn't helping him, and it wasn't helping the children he inflicted abuse on. So, we've gone to a different, I'm not telling you who it is though. It's called Break the Cycle. People can be brutal when thinking of themselves and not the pain of others in their way. The same old song is passed along. My parents done me wrong, so I don't hurt. I guess I'll take what I can, I'll take what I can get. No matter who I hurt or who cries out, I take what I can, I'll take what I can get. Is there no one else to think about? People can be heartless when they think they alone fight demons of doubt, despair and hate. The same old song is passed along. It's really not my fault. Oh, it's too late. So I'll take what I can, I'll take what I can get. No matter who I hurt or who cries out, I'll take what I can, I'll take what I can get. Is there no one else to think about? Aberrant behavior today is not justified by the past. Work hard and you'll find a way. Yesterday's pain doesn't have to last. If you break the cycle, break the chains, leave the hurt behind. Break the cycle, leave the pain. And freedom you will find if you don't take what you can and don't take what you can get. No matter who hurt or who cries out, don't take what you can, don't take what you can get. There is more than you to think about. People can have power if they will commit to living life responsibly and kill the song once passed along that lied and those deceived. Live in chains till they choose to be free and break the cycle, break the chains, leave the hurt behind, break the cycle, leave the pain. It's painful because I'm in the wrong key. And freedom you will find break the cycle. Freedom you will find. Break the chains. Freedom you will find. Break the cycle. And leave the pain. Pains from the past can only hurt us once, unless we bring them forward into the present. I was listening to, I should know his name, but I don't know his name right now, to a psychologist who was talking about depression. And with all of the horrible stories I am challenged, that I tell myself and have done, I look for support and information about how to deal with the things in my brain because of the way the stories I told myself about what happened in my life. And I forgot what I was going to tell you about him. So I'm going to go to this other last song. Okay, I'm going to do one more song. This is kind of a long one. I don't know. Again, I think I've said this already. I don't really know what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep trying. I tried to plan it out and I tried to have a script. But then it doesn't feel like me. I don't know. Maybe I just need to read it over and over again like I do poetry sometimes so that I can memorize it. Nevertheless, this is where we are now. And this is a song, it's called What Story? It's an old one I wrote. It's when I first started to learn about how our stories that we tell ourselves are the things that affect us. It's not really what happened that affects us beyond that moment. It's the story we tell that continues it forward, like I was just saying. What story do you tell yourself when you wake up each day? Does it inspire you to make the world a better place? Does your story fill your heart with hope and confidence? Or cause you to second guess? La 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 dee da dee 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 a. La 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 dee da dee a. Your story fuels your feelings. Your story sets the stage. What story will you live and tell today? What story do you tell yourself when the morning lights the sky? Is it a tale of truth or a web of lies? Like a kaleidoscope, it'll color what you see, shape what you do, what you believe. Detours and distractions challenge every day. It's been the pattern since God cursed the ground for Adam's sake. Overcoming challenge, obstacles and pain impart experience, instruct in wisdom and grace. La 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 di da di e e e. La 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 di da di e. Your story fuels your feelings. Your story sets the stage. What story will you live and tell today? What story do you tell yourself when the sun has set? Does it help you go to sleep with no regret? What you harbor in your heart before you go to sleep will either fuel your fears or your hopes and dreams. What story do you tell yourself when you wake up each day? What story do you tell yourself when morning lights the sky? What story do you tell yourself when the sun has set? The story you tell, the story you believe determines what you get. You look at the fruit, you see what you've got. Did you get blackberries, blueberries? Are they ripe? Did you get apricots fresh off the tree? Oh my goodness, those are so yummy. We determine our story. Our choices instruct us in wisdom and grace. We gain that experience so we can know what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to. I'm still working on that because those distractions become diversions way too often, but I'm going to be okay with that. And I'm going to accept that that's where I am right now. I want to share one last song with you. I mean, hey, you can leave any time, right? So this is called Hide Away. And it's a song about my hope. I'm sorry, boy, I'm a bally baby. Anyway, this is called Hide Away. And if you ever feel like life is too much and you decide to hide away in a candy bar or in a movie or under the covers in your bed or whatever, any place where you go to hide from either yourself or the world or the paperwork. This is a place that I go that always blesses. Let me hide away in your arms of love. Blanket me with your peace. Hide away in your perfect grace. Till from this pain I'm released. Melt away the cares of this world. Help me see as you see. Carry me safe to your abode of eternal peace. Jesus, my Lord, you're my only hope. Jesus, my Lord, with you, with me, I can do more. Let me hide away in your arms of love. Blanket me with your peace. Hide away in your perfect grace till from this pain I'm released. The battle is raging, I'm weary to the core. You alone can save me from the ravages of war. Jesus, my Lord, you're my only hope. Jesus, my Lord, with you, with me I can endure. I know there are many people who are uncomfortable with the name of Jesus Christ, and I understand that. In many religions and in many parts of history, think of onward Christian soldiers, think of all the evil that has been done in the name of Jesus. And it makes sense that that would be a difficult name to think there was good in. But one thing I like about, one of the many things I like about Jesus is that he said he was the way, the truth, and the light. And he also said the life. Anyway, truth. As truth seekers, and there's so much truth that Jesus gave, all these things that work for me. And the thing that's so cool about truth, if I want to get from my point A to my point B, and your point B is the same as my point B, but your point A is not the same place. We're not starting in the same place, so the truth of how to get to our point B, which is the same, say we have the same point B goal, is going to be different. And that's okay. Help me know who I am. Please help me believe. With your hand held in mine, I have all I need. So anyway, this has been a long time. We'll see if anybody watches it all the way through. This is an experiment, which, life is, right? It's a stage, and it's an experiment, it's a dance, it's a song. What is your life? How do you define it? Hopefully, as we go forward, or as I go forward at least, I can hope for me that I choose to see it as a growth, a creation process, and not a withering and a dying process, even though I'm definitely on that side of life. Anyway, thank you for sharing this long time with me, and I hope that you have all you need to make this a great day. I'm Sarah D.